Come on. Hey, alright. Yeah, we're back. Hey guys and gals. To add extra time. You. You. Alright, can you guys hear me okay now? Everything okay? Everything good? Everything gravy? Alright. Maybe my computer didn't have its coffee this morning. So yeah, we're at 2.3 million now. That'd be fine. Okay, cool. Alright. Carry on. Nothing to see here. Alright, so what we're going to do is, usually when I subdivide again, what I'll do is I'll just throw a quick clay polish on. That usually clean up some of the stuff. Back in the game. Okay. For stream, still says offline. Everything looks okay on my side. You guys let me know if there's anything weird going on now. Alright. So, let's come in here and let's do our seams real quick. Let's grab this guy. I'm going to bring that up. Yes, I'm glad I saved just before that. You just never know. Never know. Okay. Alright. Now I think we're ready to rock and roll here. So let's go through and set up the seams. Too much. Too much. Okay. I think that'll work okay. Alright, so then we're going to come in here. Let's smooth this out. Okay. That looks alright. Let's do this side over here. Okay. This will be this seam. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Basically, so for clay polish, usually I only use it when I'm going up in res, and it basically it'll just usually help clean up some of. So like for instance, on this piece here, if I up-resed it, you see how we're seeing some of this kind of like faceting or pixelating happening. When you subdivide, it will keep that basically, right? So in each one of those will subdivide or get recalculated. But in that recalculation, depending on how far you go up, it will try to keep whatever that surface is, right? So even though it's higher in res, it may still have some of this kind of artifacting from lower res. So when you use clay polish, it usually will just clean that up, try to even some of it out, like that. So that's why I usually do clip. Dude, 3D printed. Thanks, man. Little links galore, brother. Links galore. I got links galore. So usually I'll do clay polish, because then I'll just, instead of me going through and just, you know, by hand smoothing everything out, I'll just throw a quick clay polish. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so the other thing that we wanted to do real quick is what I forgot, is one of the most important things when you're looking at a hand. The thing that makes it a glove and not a hand with skin on it, weird skin, is the silhouette, right? So normal finger doesn't look like this usually with this kind of shape on the outside. So that's one of the big things, and you know, the thumb doesn't normally do that, right? So it tells your eye, oh, that must be a glove, right? Something on the outside. It's not normal. So what I want to make sure that I do is that I pay attention to the overall silhouette as well. All right, so if I square off some of these pieces on the fingers, it's a really good way to have that silhouette read as something that's not, you know, something that's over the finger. Is it all one link? Oh, the good intentions. Oh man, that's awesome. Right, now you're like, oh, that's just another thing that tells your eye that, oh, it's a glove, right? Let's actually maybe bring this one in. Maybe this one out here. Yeah, that was a valiant attempt, though. Awesome. Alright, which brings me to this piece in here. So I want to go through and match that. It's really going to do them separately now. Yes. Awesome, man. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of pinch these corners down. And we'll just match some of these up here. Right? So it's important to think about those first and second reads and third reads, you know, because it's what sells your object, right? Like now, like, oh yeah, it's a glove, right? Okay. Continue. That's like my whole resume right there. God, so much work went into all of those. Thanks, 3D. Appreciate it, man. Okay. So let's isolate. Whoa, something happened there. That's the idea, brother. That's why I'm here. Maybe we'll use some trim dynamic. There we go. Alright, I think this will, yeah, cool. So this still has the original poly groups that I used when I sculpted the hand, which is awesome. That's all good, 3D. Thanks for the links, man. Appreciate it. So, what I can do is... trying to think, well, let's work on some of this integration in here first. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to make sure that these feel like they're part of each other. Same family here. Kind of want to do a little bit of this, right? This larger piece over top of this piece affecting how this lives. And then come in maybe with something like that. And again, I'm just kind of testing it out for the other fingers as well. Oh man, it's all good. And I want to pay attention to not necessarily, you know, details of this magnitude, but I also want to pay attention to how the light is being affected, even in small ways, right? Even just like little things like this one right here. You know, it doesn't have to be like huge form-defining pieces. You want to think about like how the surface is going to be affected. You know, maybe it's just super, super light coming through there, right? Look at that. Yeah, I would, I'm probably not going to do it on stream because I would do it in a different program, and this is a little bit more ZBrush. But where I'm going to end with this particular project is prepping it for retopo, so and baking. So at the very end, what we'll do is we'll take this and we'll send it in two different directions. One direction for retopo, so we'll go through and just focus on decimating everything down to its lowest so that we can do the retopo, and then another version for material IDs and baking. So that's where we'll end up. So we'll do all that prep, and then I'll talk about what the next steps would be. But I think we're gonna keep it in the ZBrush world, considering we're on the ZBrush channel. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to echo some of these up through this area. Nothing too crazy, because what I want to do is I want to continue this deformation through here. Yeah, what I'll do, if you guys want to, after I'm finished with the ZBrush portion of this one, I'll go through and do the rest of it on my personal channel. So if you guys want to follow along with the project, feel free to follow me, my channel, and come hang out, and we'll continue the party. See, I don't know if I like that very much. I don't think these creases would go all the way up here. So I'm gonna undo this. It doesn't feel right. So I think maybe what we'll do is we'll just kind of terminate those kind of like halfway through, maybe. Alright, and then we can do like some bulging around here to how that terminates, right? And then maybe we can pull this out to match where that is now. The link is right there, like literally like right there. This general area in like the yellow print. Or I think it should be up in that mass of, yeah, here, I'll just post it again. That's on my channel. So that's where I'll be continuing. Okay. So I think that may be okay, and we'll just kind of pull some more of this surface. Alright, maybe we'll continue this, and maybe one more through here. So pull that, right? So this is why I wanted to change the silhouette on this side first, so that I could quickly and easily match it on this side when I did this side. Right. So now we have an interaction between the two different levels. Right? Right. I think what I'm going to do is, I think there will be, right, you can see a little bit more of the knuckle here. Maybe I'll try to make that a little bit more apparent. Let's try. Let's actually try to go back to the Alpha 28. Maybe we can see if we can fake that knuckle at least a little bit. Yeah, that may work. Take small sips. Right? Yeah, no power gulping ZBrush right off the bat. Anyway, I just want to give a little hint of the knuckles in the front here. Maybe here. I don't know. I'm just gonna try this real quick and see. There. Maybe we'll have some tension lines coming through this way as well. Right, and kind of pulling. Yeah, I wish I had ZBrush back when I was learning to draw. Man, it's so nice. Lucky kids these days. Jeez. So lucky. I don't even know. We didn't have cell phone. We didn't even have pagers back in the day. Yeah, Sketchfab's pretty cool, man. They're really, really stepped up their game a lot lately. Especially when they introduced the PBR workflow as well. Or PBR support, I should say. Okay. Again, just trying to get an overall feel of the tension areas. Again, just trying the big forms first, and then we'll focus on the smaller ones. I think I'll have some going on in there. Maybe we'll have some of this. Okay, that's starting to feel better. Starting to feel like this is a little bit too flat, so I'm going to come in here with my inflate. Start pulling these out just a little bit more. Right? This might be a stupid question, but here it goes. So does it matter putting in so much effort into detail work for a full-size character, or poly restrictions to allow for a good way to go about modeling? I'd say it really depends on the project, right? So if this was a background character, hell no, I wouldn't be doing all this, right? So in the beginning of this project, I basically said, all right, this is going to be a hand for first-person shooter, maybe the one that's holding the gun, or first-person shooter of a main character where like the gun is like a big focus, but the hand that's holding the gun would be a really big focus as well too. So I know that the glove has to look as realistic as possible, right? No, man, not a dumb question. I think questions are good. The dumb question is the one that is never asked. I guess that's how it goes, right? Um, but yeah, let's redo these in here. Maybe we'll. Yeah, I feel like that way is better. So yeah, it's a really good idea to figure out what the project is for and what the end game is, you know, um, because that will determine how far you take the model, you know. So early on, I decided that this would be a hero asset for probably first person shooter, if not the hand that's holding the gun. So it's really you really got to focus on selling the realism of it. Not you, as in you, but me, as in you. So always being aware of what the project is calling for, you know. That way you're not wasting a bunch of time on things that you'll never see. I'm going to try to get a little bit of knuckle on this one. sounds like a bad 80s flick movie title. The hand that holds the gun. All right, so we're getting just that little bit of shadow right here, right? Which hints at the knuckle. That's really all I want. Yeah, so all these details will be baked down into the normal map. And basically what I'm going to do is I'll do just one mesh here over all of this. And what I'll do is each piece that is on here, I'll actually use I'll use the I use this polypaint from polygroups. So basically what that does is it will give me a material ID. So it will fill the color of whatever the color of your polygroup is. Right? So if I do this and then turn off polygroup, right? So now that's that color. Right? So I come to this one, see what the polygroup is, okay, fill, turn the poly off. Right? So then when I bake this, the vertex color will come with the OBJ that I export, and then that becomes my material ID, which is super, super handy in Substance Painter. As a reference for looking for wrinkles on clothing. Who are some artists or what are some references you look up? Pinterest, man. Pinterest is great for stuff like this. So like just looking at like military boards, etc., etc. Actually, you know what? Let me guys, let me link you. I have a really good military Pinterest board that I'll share with you guys. Actually, you know what? I'll just give you that. I got some other how-tos, some sci-fi characters and stuff, but I have a pretty good military board on there that that I'll use for wrinkles, I'll use for ideas, I'll use for all kinds of stuff. I also have another Marvelous Designer one on there too. You guys are more than welcome to have fun with some hard surface design, weapons and animals and sci-fi and landscapes, how-tos, lots of fun stuff there. So more than welcome to take off of there. But yeah, I'll usually Pinterest is really good for military clothing. Okay. See, I don't have a morph target on this one. I would have loved to have a morph target because I want to keep this, but I want to get rid of this. So I'm going to actually have to go and resculpt it instead. Damn it. Alright, now what I'll do is I'll just store a morph target now. So, don't be afraid to, what do they say, murder your darlings. In other words, don't be attached. It's not about the work that you have done, it's about the work that you can do. Right? So don't feel afraid to start over. Because the lessons that you learn the first time you move through a project, you already know. And guess what? The likelihood of you doing the project better the second time is about 99% chance. So a lot of times I don't get too mad when I lose a project or I lose progress on something, because I know that I've already learned the lessons from that particular project or from what I was doing at that particular time, and then I use that to make it better the next time. Yeah. Yeah, Michael Dunham's got some cool stuff. I just started playing around with his toolbox set for ZBrush. I haven't had a chance to fully test it out yet, so if you guys get a chance, definitely check him out. He's got some really awesome ZBrush tools, brushes and alphas. Oh my. Okay. Let's get back to... Is it going okay? Alright, so let's continue this work here. Where part is drawing sculpting based on form. Let's try to make stuff, then 3D. I just need to make it. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what art is, right? It's defining form. Whether you're doing it in 2D or 3D. Alright, start pulling this out to match. So I'm just looking at the thickness of the difference between the two. Yeah, that should be alright. This needs to come out a little bit here. Okay. Start working on integration between these two here. Maybe just come in and breaking up the surface a little bit. Okay, and let's make sure that we have this one. Okay, that's good. Okay, match that side. There we go. No, man, different people grasp different things in different ways, you know? So I think we all have aha moments, um, different from other people. So aha moments are good, you know? Let's just push that in. There we go. Maybe we'll pull this out a little bit further so there's not such a big step here. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, guys. We're getting there. Stop calling me Shirley. Alright, one thing we definitely need to do is start breaking up the edge of this. Maybe we'll go through and just kind of smooth out some of these areas. The Matrix. I mean, I don't care what you guys say. I like those movies. I know Keanu gets a lot of crap, but I had a lot of fun with the idea. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, John Wick is pretty good too, man. I haven't had a chance to see the second one yet. I really want to, but I just, man, not enough time. Not enough time. Pacific Rim was fun. I guess, I mean, it really is like, you know, what expectations you have going into something like that. That really determines, like, you know, your overall enjoyment. In. Wait, which first one? Oh, I think you're talking about John Wick, right? Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the second one. It may be more of a Netflix thing, but I don't know. I try to watch those types of movies in the theater because it's always more fun to watch a an action flick in the theater. And so what I'm feeling like is that this is way too similar to this. So I want to make sure that I have differences here. Alright, so maybe I'll just add like a third, or maybe we'll add something. Maybe like this, whatever. What's up, Saturn9? How you doing? That's Paula. No, so yeah, my UI is a little bit different than most people. Um, what I try to do is I try to keep as many tools that I use all the time out here on the surface, so that A, I can get to them real quick, and B, it actually helps remind me of like workflows and stuff. So there's so many different ways to do things in ZBrush that a lot of times you kind of forget. So I actually use my interface to help remind me of different ways to do things. Like, oh yeah, morph targets. I should be using morph targets. That would be awesome. Or, oh yeah, polygroup. I could just polygroup that thing. Or, yeah, I could do extracting. Okay, I could do extracting and then delete it and do all kinds of fun stuff like that. Well, thanks, Saturn9. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome, 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 welcome. Um, but yeah, that's usually what I do with mine. So it can be a little hectic to look at, but so is my life, I guess. It's a organized chaos. Uh, Peter, which one are you talking about? Were you talking about you talking about the Matrix? I lost where you were talking about. I'm sorry, man. You do that with your custom menu mortar? Nice. I'm not the only crazy one out there. So funny. I look at all these other ZBrush artists too, and they're like, have like all these like sub menus and like everything's all nice and clean, and I'm just like, you know what? I just, fuck, man, I forget stuff. So I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta turn on perspective. Oh yeah, my back face mask isn't on. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, Ghost in the Shell. Okay. Um, oh yeah, I can use depth and topological for my brushes, or smooth options. Oh yeah. And then like I always forget if I have Dynamesh on or not. So I tend to just kind of throw everything out there. I don't. Most of my work is vertical, anyways. So I don't really. The side to side isn't too much of a big deal for me. So. All right, let's kind of like push the game here. Too many choices. Yeah, it could be looked at that way too. Okay. So we're just kind of getting some breakup through here. So I'm kind of bouncing. bounce a little bit all over the place right now. Just it's kind of like how I end up doing high res is, I'll look at something, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta fix that. Okay, I can fix it right now. I'll just fix that thing real quick, Okay, so we'll start doing. Yeah, maybe we'll start doing the thumb again here. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, I think the hardest thing about ZBrush is just getting started. Once you get the basic ideas of masking and polygrouping and how the tools and subtools work and just those kinds of basics, split hidden, delete hidden, appending, merging, mirroring, those types of things. Once you kind of get the basic idea, it becomes much, much easier and a little bit more intuitive. And then you really start to see kind of how flexible it is. It's amazing! Okay, so let's grab this guy and we'll start. Let's add our little stitch valley here. I should do that with lazy mouse though. Maybe a little bit easier. Okay, so that's going to come all the way up through here. Look at that. Cool. That's good. Alright, so let's do some stitches on this guy real quick, just to show anybody who's new how we're doing the stitches real quick. Lazy mouse is the best, right? And the other thing too, like, oh, I know what, oh, my lazy mouse is, my radius, I gotta turn that up. Or like, oh, my depth is off, or, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab my stitch brush. Where's my stitch brush? Let's go to brush. Let's go into customs. Let's go into, is it clothing? Yeah. I forgot where I got this. I think it may be Bad King is where I got it. badking.com.au I think is what the site is. Bad King has been around for quite a long time. But it's basically just basically a curve brush with two stitches. Tim's on next. All right, sweet, good to know. Tim does stuff so fast. Every time I watch Tim, I'm like, man, I gotta do my stuff faster. But you know what? Sometimes you just can't rush it. Can't rush it. So anyways, this is just the reason why I'm doing these stitches as a curve brush is so that I can split them off to a different material ID when I'm done. Does that make sense? Later, Kyle. Take it easy, man. Thanks for being here, buddy. Yes, badking.com.au. They have a lot of free, awesome resources for ZBrush. I'd say definitely check them out. Okay, so this one's okay. I'm alright with that to start. So I'll go in and use my move brush. Alright, so let's isolate. Let's split that off. So we'll do split hidden. And then we'll go to these guys. And then now we can move these around however we need it. However we need it. Alright, then we can just move these around. We can push or pull however we need. Always blame the new guy. Or if you're working a bar, blame the bar back. It's always the bar back's fault. Okay. Just gotta move these guys around. Alright, then now we can actually come in here and do a little bit of sculpting around this. Alright, we'll just go in and push in some of these areas. Pull out some of these. Now you know why realistic takes a little bit longer. There's a lot of stuff to do. Always be blaming the new guy. Nice. Yeah, links galore when you're watching ZBrush. Oh yeah. Yeah, I adopted the spacebar like very very early into my learning ZBrush, and it's stuck ever since then. Because then I can change all this stuff, and I can make sure, like, the other thing too is that I don't have to look up here, right? I don't have to like go up here and look to see, oh, my Z ad is on, or my, all the other things. I can see that real quickly here. And it's right next to Alt, right? I don't have to like look down to hit S. And the other thing too is that I actually use ASDF for my main keyboard or my main brush shortcuts. So A is clay buildup, S is move topological, D is H polish, and F is damn standard. Yeah, but that's across the keyboard though. Like, I don't want to go all the way over here and hit those for changing the size, Like, it's crazy like how much every microsecond counts, I don't want to do it. You're not going to make me do it. I don't want to do it. You're not my mom. Yeah, you can tie it to whatever you want. I also tied it to my, if I'm using my my mouse, I can tie it to the middle mouse roller. Hey yo, 8 o'clock. You're not my real dad. You can't tell me what to do. Alright, so we're making some mad progress here, which I'm good. How we looking? How we looking? Yeah. We're making some good progress. So, here's the thing, right? So, Another big reason why I use Blinn for this stage is that it is almost mimicking like some of the specularity that or roughness values that I'm going to use for the glove. So it helps me see what some of those textures and lighting is going to do. Right? So I'm getting happier and happier with it here. I think definitely we need more minute detail in here. Right? We got all, but then we can start to see a lot of this like integration of the stitches, which is nice. Maybe we'll do one more set of stitches here. Go grab my stitches. I think I use 45. It's a good idea to remember what size brush you were using so that your stitches stay the same size. These actually look smaller. Son of a bee. I think I used 40 maybe. Or maybe I think it was 35 actually I used last time. So it's a really good idea if you're doing stuff like this to remember what your stroke size was. Yeah, that's close enough. Just so that it stays consistent. Not what I wanted to do. There we go. So yeah, one of the reasons why I'm using this and not sculpting in the stitches is because I want to be able to break these off into their own material ID when I'm doing the baking and stuff. So I want them to actually have their own mesh so that I could just fill them really quickly with a poly paint. And that I can pick those out really, really quickly in Substance. Super quick. I think that's okay. I can move those in post here. Yeah, I think I'll just end it there, and then this will tuck in. Okay, I think that's okay. Alright, let's split those off. We'll do split hidden. And then we'll grab these dudes. Turn my polyframe back off. They are now on. Alright, I'm going to use the regular move brush. Start moving, massaging these into place here. There we go. I'll push this one in. Pull these guys out a little bit. And then we'll just do that. That's fine. Yeah, I don't like how these are stretching. What I may do is Oh, let me think how am I gonna do this. I think maybe I'll just pull these down a little bit. I tend to notice if you do like small little micro movements, it's better than actually like doing large ones because there's less stretching. Another thing I could do is use move topological and just move kind of one at a time, which as they get a little bit closer I'll end up doing. It also just kind of breaks up gives a little bit more of an organic feel once you start moving these around just a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Yeah. And then what I'll do is I'll just come and pull these in a little bit so that I can sculpt around it. Just make sure that those are sitting very close, if to not right on the surface. That way, that'll give me a little bit of room to sculpt right around them. The hand that holds the gun starring Keanu Reeves. That's funny. One man, one desire. Alright, so we'll go through real quick. And now I can sculpt these out. Actually, you know what? Let's bring this down a little bit more. There we go. Alright, so now we'll go in to this one. Let's clear the mask. And then we'll just start doing a little bit of this. Just so that it breaks up a little bit of highlights. Kind of maybe we'll ease that back off. We'll start bringing up a couple of these here. One man, one hand, one desire. Is that Gabriel Iglesias that does that voice? Gabriel Iglesias? No, I don't. The comedian dude. I think that's him. Again, I want to make sure that I'm not doing whatever that I'm sculpting on here too consistently across here, because it'll tend to make it look a little bit less realistic. So sometimes I'll just go through quick, just kind of lay out. Try to change up my size a little bit to learn ZBrush. One program, 850 million brushes. Alright. It's always good to pull back, just make sure that that's reading okay. Nothing too crazy. I say probably if you guys are looking to start ZBrush, don't worry about making something really awesome right off the bat. Just get in and just mess around. It's so easy to just get in and sculpt around and play around, and then just dump whatever you're working on. Just move on to the next thing. It's not about the thing that you're making. It's the lessons that you're learning. It's the skills that you're learning. Okay, maybe what we'll do is we'll start doing a little bit of this, and some of this, and some of this. Only 300. Yeah. Need more brushes, man. You can always use more brushes. Yeah, exactly, Peter. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll have some... You know what? Before I do that, I'm going to delete my morph target and then store a new morph target. And I'm just going to go through here real quick and play with some... I think I may need to redynamesh this. Okay, I'll wait to do that then. Do that off stream. Anyways, let's take a look at where we're at. Feeling much better, right? Inside's looking really nice. Look, looks like a glove. Holy crap, guys and gals. I think we got something that looks like a glove. 14,000 hours later. Yeah, right, Peter. I'll take 1,000,000. When you get to the stage, how much harder is it to focus? I mean, usually by this, when I'm kind of working on my own, I just throw on some good music, just zone out, and just go to town. Um, this is by far my favorite part. So, just adding those levels of realism and just doing all the fun stuff and making it look as close to humanly badass as you can at that point. Maybe we got some coming over this way. I mean, like, I was supposed to be off like 12 minutes ago, and this is the part that I love. So I'm just like, you know what? Just keep going. Does it fit like, I see what you did there, Thunder. I see what you did there. Clever girl. Come on. Take it, take it. So anyways, yeah, I think we got some good stuff done today. We're getting much closer. I think probably just need to finish up the fingertips. This is close. I think I want to do a little bit more micro, like this type of micro detail through here. And then we got to do the wrist, and then clean up some of this stuff in here. And I think we'll be close to being done. Oh, bacon. See what you did there. Yeah, right, Ciderine? Alright, ladies and gents. So going to be starting the new gig here next week, so I'm gonna try to stick with the streaming schedule. I will try. I will give you guys my darndest. My darndest. I just don't know what my schedule is going to be yet, so keep an eye out. You're not getting rid of me that easy. See, I just can't stop, man. Can't stop. Thanks, Blans. Appreciate it. Keep stalking. Yup. Yep. This is the fun part, man. I don't want to stop. I don't want to, like, go to work and stuff. Come on. I'll say we just do, I don't know, maybe we'll do a couple more hours of streaming. What do you guys think? You guys down for that? Down like a clown, son. Son? Son? That's what my dad used to say. Son? No one's forced me to stop. I know, I gotta go get my daughter up and get her ready, and I gotta get ready, and, you know, all that fun family stuff. As much as I love hanging out with you guys and doing this fun stuff, life beckons. Just can't stop doing it. Ah! Couple more stitches. Couple more stitches. Anyways, so yeah, thanks guys for hanging out this morning. It was fun as always. Thanks for the questions and such. It's fun as always. Just doesn't stop. Can you tell I love this part? My wife's gonna come in. Babe, it's time to stop. Oh, all right. Oh, fine. But I was ZBrushing. You know how time gets away from me. All right, I think I gotta call it. All right, so we got some good stuff done today. We're pretty close to being done. Just a couple more areas, a little bit more tweaking, some finishing details, and I think we'll be ready to start breaking this up into getting ready for baking and getting ready for retapo. So we'll decimate it down for retapo, and then we'll set everything up for baking. I bake in tool bag 3, marmoset tool bag 3. So we'll talk about doing prep for baking there. So yeah, thanks guys and gals. That was fun. I will be back before you know it, and we'll pick this up where we left off. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys learned a couple things, lots of things hopefully. But most of all, I hope you're inspired to go make your own cool stuff. So go make some cool stuff. I want to see it. I want to see it. All right, guys. Take it easy. Peace. Later. Bye. Bye. Bye.